Hi there. This video you're about to watch is awesome, fantastic, superb even, probably our best episode yet. But unfortunately, I was all caught up in the hubbub and excitement that I forgot to mention that it is brought to you in part through the patronage of Ariya, Norinth, and TheCinephiliac. And I certainly don't want to do that. I certainly want to commemorate those guys because they're fantastic patrons, and yeah, the show wouldn't be the same without you guys. So here I am in front of a door that is soon to be removed. Yeah, we're getting a new door. I talk about that on the show, saying enjoy what's about to come, and I gotta work on my show notes. See you next time. Welcome back to the Drunk on Writing Show, and welcome to our new experiment. I don't know if this will be the permanent new set, but I just wanted to try something out because I hated how the last episode looked. I didn't like the episodes before that, but last episode, we looked like we weighed 10,000 pounds.
Yeah.
It was just a bad angle.
Oh, I think it was I don't know, maybe it was the shirt I was wearing?
It was the shirt I was wearing too, obviously. It was
Hopefully we don't look fat.
It was just bad. I hated it. And so I was like, I need to figure out something else. And this is the something else that we're trying out. We did a bit of a camera test the other day for patrons. And I kind of like the way it looked. I tried to figure out the lighting and the microphone situation just now. I have a couple pieces of wood dangling from the ceiling, new pieces, what's left of a towel rack, an old towel rack that was going toward the recycling bin, and now it's part of the hinge, at least temporarily. We'll see how all that works out. Dixie's down below at our feet, pandering around.
Yep.
But yeah, this is maybe our new spot. Probably not our final chairs. We'll figure that out. I don't even know if you can see the chairs, so don't really worry about that. But I think this kind of gives also the show a nice little visual difference.
Yeah.
From the other shows.
Absolutely.
It's kind of nice over here. It's maybe a little bit more intimate with the softer lighting. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I think I like it though. I think I like it. Looking at the camera.
Yeah.
One thing I had a question about for you guys out there. Do you want this to also be a podcast? I would just take the audio from here and drop it as a podcast. We have the dissections as a podcast, which I have to get back to and fully update. But this is an easy one. I could just export the audio and just have it go up. So let me know if that would be of any interest. I assume it probably would, but I don't know. We'll figure that out.
Yeah, we'll see.
Kim, I feel like, as always, I am talking far too much, far more than you, my lovely co-host. How are you doing? What's up with you?
I am doing okay. It's been a rough week with the snow.
It's snowing right now.
Yeah.
Our son was home today. Our daughter was home half the day.
Yeah. And
tomorrow.
I'll be home tomorrow. So.
Is she going to be home too?
I don't know about her, but he will. I don't know about her.
Either way, it makes it a little bit more process.
Yes, but yeah, I've been good. Other than that, how about yourself?
I'm good. Yeah, I'm feeling good. I've been trying to do a little bit of more exercising. I've been doing like yoga and meditation as well to kind of remain chipper. I've also been trying to do a lot of things. I think I mentioned last time, or I mentioned somewhere, that this is our year of completing things.
Yeah. And
we have a garage door coming, a hatch coming. I went to the dentist the other day. I got checked out for Invisalign, which I've wanted for a long time. Maybe I thought earlier I should make an eye appointment. Maybe get some new glasses.
There you
go. So I'm like,
frames.
so I'm feeling good. There's a lot of things going on. I had I got an exclusive interview for the next
I know.
Pet Cemetery
Yeah.
dissection. It's super
exciting.
cool.
Very
It's super
exciting.
cool. I started writing the script, and it's just awesome to have all of this information that is just not out there. It's just not available. This is all brand new information about something that's 20 years old.
Yeah.
25 years old. Jeez, it's kind of incredible. But yeah, I'm kind of in a good way. Tomorrow I'm going to meet up with the guys on via Zoom at like 9:30 at night. We're all gonna just get together and catch up because it's been a while. So I'm looking forward to that. I still have to edit that thing that we did. That's coming. I upgraded the editing software.
You did.
I've only played with it a little bit.
Yeah.
But already it saves so much time.
Yeah.
And I'm dying to explore
I like
it further.
that too.
Oh. Whenever anything saves you time, I mean, that's fantastic.
Absolutely.
I also tried out a 4K camera.
Didn't work
was
out.
not the right 4K camera for me. We'll get back to that. You could see that in the behind the scenes. But I just wanted to say thank you to all you patrons out there who are watching this and contributing to the show, because you're why I get to do this and why I get to experiment with fun things like, oh, let's try out a 4K camera. Like, that's cool. I got kind of excited. And while I will say, the background where the camera would actually focus on, beautiful.
Yeah.
It was far enough away. The problem with the camera was that it wouldn't focus at less than 2 meters. They don't say that in the product description, not until you get the troubleshooting guide.
This was, you got it on a deal on Amazon, right?
Yeah, it was on sale on Amazon.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna return it. No harm, no foul, and try something else.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like we've been talking a bit about that. What have you been watching, reading, listening to, all that fun stuff?
Yeah, I've been watching a lot more lately. Now that I'm getting a full night's sleep, I'm able to stay up a little bit longer. So I've been watching a lot at night, but I watched all of Bridgerton on Netflix.
Do you like it?
I loved it.
Yeah?
Captivated me from the first episode.
Really?
Yeah. And not many shows do that. Sometimes I get through the first episode and I'm like,
It didn't look like a show for me.
it's not a show for you.
Good, I made the right decision.
It's not a show for you. I watched, let's see.
Real quick, this episode is not sponsored by Pepsi. It just happens to align that way. So, imagine this doesn't hear. Maybe I'll blur it.
Yeah. I've been watching a little bit of Lucifer. Just started that. I watched Emily in Paris on Netflix.
How was that? That one's been making the
cute.
rounds a
That
lot
was
lately.
very cute. I liked it. I enjoyed it. It was, it wasn't the best thing I've ever seen, but it was really cute. It was very cute.
So, I don't know how factual this is, but there was a thing running around Twitter that I think it was the writer of the movie, or whoever made it, was shopping it around as starring a non-white woman, and could not get it, and then switched it to a white girl, and apparently sold almost immediately.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
I thought that was a little weird, but kind of speaks to our market. I guess it stinks. It's unfortunate. But what are you gonna do? I think it's an interesting lesson to learn there.
Yeah.
I hope that stuff changed. I think it's all changing. But
Well,
you liked it.
we don't know if that's true or not. So.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I did like it, and I've been listening to a couple podcasts. I get up in the morning and do the treadmill, so I've been watching Life is Short with Justin Long, and some of Armchair Expert.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I've been watching.
We finished New Girl, which
New
we're
Girl.
going to talk about tonight. We're going to do like a full-on just spoiler discussion review. We're going to talk about everything New Girl. So if you don't want to hear about New Girl, that you can skip over that, but stay for the New Girl chatter. And I've watched that. We've been rewatching the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Matthew's been watching that, and we've watched a ton of it. Now I think we're on Thor Ragnarok, and he just wants to watch it. But he loves WandaVision. Like that's his
That's
new favorite
like
thing, and I think it's because of the way that the show is releasing weekly instead of all at once. He can't binge it, so
Yeah.
he's just like he waits for it, and we would wait for it, and it becomes an event. It's
Yeah.
our Friday night event, and I love that. I love that about TV. Like it harkens back to like TV as a kid, you know. But now it's on demand. I love that.
What was it on Wednesday? He was like, "Are we watching WandaVision?" And we're like, "It's not Friday." So no.
I've been kind of watching a little bit of I Think You Should Leave before I go to bed. I love that show. That is me.
That is not me.
It's not a you.
No.
It's not a you show, but it is hilarious
Nope.
to me. Also, watched about half of The Founder, Michael Keaton, the story of McDonald's. Haven't finished it for some reason. I just haven't gotten to it.
I feel like you've been watching it in bits and pieces. I'll randomly come in and you're watching it.
And I also read one chapter of Frank Herbert's The White Plague. It's as far as I got into it. Don't know if I'll continue it. But that's as far as I got into it. It was interesting. It was about it started off with like a car bomb. It was kind of cool. But yeah, I don't know if I'll keep going. I can only read so much.
Yeah.
But I wanted to take the opportunity of all of these Pet Cemetery dissections and read something non-Stephen King to kind of cleanse my palate a little bit. I like to do that every now and again. So I think I'll probably end up reading it. I like Frank Herbert. Dune he's the guy who wrote the Dune series, obviously.
Yeah.
That's where most people know him, rightfully so. And I loved those books, so I'm sure I will get into this at some point. But while that happens, I want to get back and let's talk about New Girl because
we're talking about New Girl.
Let's talk about New Girl because it's been so long that we've been watching this that we have to talk about it, right?
Okay.
All right.
I thought we were going to do Independence Day. I was gearing up for that, but okay.
New Girl.
All right, New Girl.
So Kim, this was your third time watching New Girl all the way through. We watched it when it originally aired.
Yep.
You watched it, I think, while you were pregnant and watching it at night. Is that when you watched it the second time? Or maybe after one of the kids was born?
Yeah, I was pregnant. No, I was pregnant with Olivia.
Okay. So you watched
But it was like the beginning of the pregnancy because you were still... I watched a lot of it.
When I was going to New York.
When you were going to New York. Because you would wake up at 4 a.m. and then I would wake up and then I would just be awake.
Okay, so a year and a half or 2 years ago or so.
Yeah.
All right. And this is my second time watching it through. And I only ever watched it live. I have to say, I appreciate the callbacks. Constant callbacks on the show, referencing stuff right from the beginning.
The continuity is definitely
it's so good. You know, it's not perfect. They kind of they mess up a few things, but like going back and referencing characters that have been there for a long time, bringing back guest stars. Like everybody has kind of their own relationship. You know, like Winston has his own things with the different people. Cece has her own thing. Like the one guy, the doctor boyfriend, Dr. Sam, he comes back at the end and he's wearing the cat shirt.
Don't you love it?
And it's just like, what a great callback. Or like the thing with the tickets in the second to last episode, which calls back to like super early on the second season, right?
Season 2.
The douchebag jar, how that eventually gets broken up. Like there's just so many things that are so good about it. Now recently, New Girl was trending online.
Yeah.
Because people were saying that Nick Miller could not have possibly pulled all of the incredibly attractive girlfriends that he had during the course of the series. Now, people rightfully went in and I think defended Nick Miller, saying, you know, he's lovable. What do you think about this?
I totally disagree.
He's not lovable?
No, he could have definitely pulled that off. Absolutely. Why not?
I don't know. He's
an attractive guy.
He's slovenly. He doesn't have his act together. He's got no course in life. Although toward the end, he kind of fixes that up. He owns a bar.
Yeah, but you know what? All of that aside, he's incredibly caring. Mm-hmm. You know.
He's also a really good handyman. He's got a stick with some duct tape on it to clean out the trash.
And he's funny.
Disposal.
I mean, that right there.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's enough for a lot of women. I don't think any of the women he dated were looking for really long-term stuff. If you think about the ones he dated.
So we had Megan Fox, who was a pharmaceutical rep.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Olivia Wilde, I believe.
She was... When did he date her? At the beginning?
No, not her.
No, Olivia Munn.
Olivia Munn. Sorry.
Yeah. What was her story? What did she do?
I don't recall at this moment, but
And then there was Jess, obviously.
Yeah.
And that whole phase where he was hooking up with college girls.
Yeah.
Which was...
But again, none of them were really looking for anything serious.
Mm-hmm.
Just a nice guy.
Mm-hmm. Now, in terms of the show itself, where do you think it stands in the pantheon? I would say like the top tier sitcoms are probably Cheers, even though I haven't seen the whole thing. Friends,
yeah.
Seinfeld.
Well, I don't.
Those would probably be the top three, I think, generally.
Yeah, so I've read up a little bit on New Girl, and it's definitely not there. It never got to that level. New Girl's history, you know, they had a season. Would it be renewed? Would it not be renewed?
I remember that. I remember waiting all the time.
Verge, like many seasons, season after season, we went through this. So it never got to that level. However, now that it's on Netflix, it's getting more and more audience, and it's growing even more in popularity. So I don't know. Right now, I would say it's like maybe middle level.
Do you think it's more popular now than it was when the show was live?
I don't know. I haven't looked at the actual.
I mean, it makes sense. I mean, there's only so much content out there, and people are home right now, obviously, and they're watching everything.
I heard a stat the other day that Netflix, and I could potentially get this wrong, so I apologize if I do, but Netflix puts out I think this was in 2018, put out the equivalent of 5 hours of new content every day. So there's a lot of content out there.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Not necessarily all good content. But New Girl is up there. I think it's really good. It's probably the best sitcom. Is it the best sitcom on Netflix right now? And we got.
I don't know.
Because The Office is off.
I haven't looked at the sitcoms.
The Office is also up there. I don't. I think it's just really well done. But yeah, I do remember that it was always on the verge of cancellation. And then the last season was surprising.
Yeah.
You know, and I think if this were today, we wouldn't have had those issues. I mean, remember how Breaking Bad?
Not.
Remember how Breaking Bad like brought in this whole new audience once it went over to Netflix and it became more popular and more popular? We probably have something like that. Although some of the sitcoms of late, I don't feel I've had that. I don't even know what sitcoms are on anymore at this point. Like what?
Yeah, there's a couple.
What's a modern?
Max Greenfield's in one.
What's a modern sitcom right now? What's a sitcom that's on?
I don't know. I don't watch TV anymore.
Yeah, me either.
So I don't know.
I
know they're out there.
What do you think about New Girl?
I love New Girl. I don't know if I like Friends or New Girl more.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's high praise.
I know. I don't know. It's a real toss-up for me. They're different shows, for sure. And maybe it's because I've seen so much of Friends. You know, I've been watching Friends since I was in high school, so maybe that's why. This is a
more modern
Yeah.
show. One thing I would say is they do the drop-in ADR audio a lot on New Girl. I don't know if that really was a thing with Friends, because that was a multicam sitcom, so they would just reset the shot. But I don't know. There's so much ad-lib going on in New Girl as well. I mean, you could tell, especially as the seasons went on, that they would just be riffing off of each other and just having fun.
So,
you have all this background information. I love this.
So what they did was, they let the actors. There was always maybe like a certain time frame, and they would just say, "Do whatever."
Okay.
And they would have to say in the context of what was going on in the story, but. Go whatever you want to do. And that's probably what you saw, was a lot of ad-lib stuff.
That's cool. I like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I feel like you don't see that a lot. I guess in comedies you get that a lot. But probably not so much in dramas.
Yeah. But I guess, you know, Justin Long's character, Jess's first boyfriend on the show.
Did he ever come back after
fired.
that clown episode? I don't think he did. I think that was his last one.
I think that was his last one.
Oh.
He was in that with Josh Gad.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But he said,
Josh Gad.
but they were, saying
Bear
that,
Claw. I forgot about him.
But Justin Long would really go wild with the going off script. And he was doing an interview with Jake Johnson, and Jake Johnson was saying some of the stuff he says, what you guys see on New Girl is good. Don't get me wrong, it's good. It's okay. And then he said, but what we experienced that didn't air was some of the funniest stuff he's ever seen.
Have they released any of this?
No. He says it's stuff that would never make air.
They should. I would love it if at some anniversary they just release it out on YouTube and just here you go, here's a gift.
Yeah.
Enjoy this.
Yeah.
Or even put it on Netflix. You know how many people would they would wait until it was pirated and streamed onto YouTube.
Yeah.
But people would tune in and check that out.
Yeah. Absolutely. I would. Sure.
So I have a follow-up question. We've been watching New Girl now since last fall.
Yeah.
It took us to complete it. And, we didn't watch it every night, but we would sometimes watch 2 or 3 episodes a night. And what are we going to watch next? I want to watch The Expanse.
I know.
But that's a heavy sci-fi show.
Sci-fi.
And I think The Good Place, are those hour-long episodes?
So
I don't feel like I want an hour-long episode show. I don't know. Maybe those are 22 minutes.
I don't know. You had mentioned, I think, the last episode of this that you wanted to do Person of Interest again.
Also a heavy one.
It's a heavy one. I just don't know. When I sit down at night with you, I don't want heavy.
And you don't want to pay attention, I feel.
No, I do. I mean...
Well, because we're starting to fall asleep. We're trying to relax and just kind of...
I don't mind having to pay attention. It's really not an issue.
It is when you start falling asleep.
Well, then, yeah, I'll rewatch it. But... I just want something light. And The Good Place is, I think, the one I would prefer to go.
Let's watch The Good Place.
Okay.
Yeah.
We've both been wanting to see it. Kristen Bell, we both love.
Mm-hmm. It's on Netflix.
She was, we really liked Kristen Bell from
Veronica Mars.
Veronica Mars, yeah.
Which I don't think we ever watched the second movie of that.
I don't think... Wasn't it released to, Hulu or something?
I think so.
Yeah.
Was it a season or was it just a movie?
I don't know, but I would love to see it.
We should, buy Hulu for a month and just watch it.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So,
maybe after The Good Place.
Yeah, okay. I like that idea. We'll see where she's at now and then where she was at. We could also watch Parks and Rec, although you didn't seem to really dig that one.
Who's the girl in that? The blonde girl.
Oh,
Amy
Poehler.
Not my favorite.
Okay.
Not gonna lie.
What about 30 Rock? I don't know if 30 Rock's anywhere.
She's in that too, isn't she?
Tina Fey's in that one. I don't
Amy
know.
Poehler's not in it?
Is Amy Poehler in that? I feel like those two shows were concurrent, were they not?
I don't know. I would give it a try.
Okay. Let's go with The Good Place. Let's go with The Good Place. Let's watch that. We'll try that.
30 Rock, isn't there 12 seasons? It's... I don't know.
I have no idea. I mean,
okay.
We could just watch Seinfeld.
Oh.
Wow.
I mean, no.
Wow.
Listen.
That's almost worse than your reaction to The Godfather.
I have seen a lot of Seinfeld, okay? It's something we don't need to put me through, okay? It's some episodes are fine. Some episodes are some episodes.
Okay. Fair.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
It's a good place.
Any last words? Any last thoughts on New Girl? I mean,
No.
I love it. I think I might miss it. I love Schmidt.
Oh, you definitely miss it.
Schmidt.
Why do you think I've watched
Schmidt
it
is such a great
times?
character.
Yeah, I know.
I gotta say, he is just Max Greenfield. His mannerisms. He talks. He's like De Niro from when we were talking about The Irishman. The way he speaks so much with his face. I pointed it out to you at one point. He has this tightening, but then he loosens up and accentuates his hearing. Oh, I'm hearing you right now for the first time. It's that's really cool. Zooey Deschanel, she's fine. She's the quirky Zooey Deschanel. That's where everybody kind of came to love her. But I think, yeah, Jake Johnson and Max Greenfield, I think, really stole the show.
Morris, don't also forget his.
Yeah,
his
he's fine.
But his character really had a lot of growth at the end.
He had a lot of growth. He was like the anchor for the show.
Yeah.
Like he didn't have the arcs that Schmidt and Nick. Thank you. I wanted to call him his real name. Schmidt and Nick had across the course of the show, but he was so terribly random that it was awesome.
Yeah,
he this spontaneous relationship with Cece, that was perfect. His love for like extremely terrible pranks that make zero sense. Like the last one, the very end, he pranks them at the very end of the show. Like I completely forgot about that. It's about a 30-second bit, but it was funny. The love of Ferguson, his color blindness, like he's got a lot going on for a character. But he just comes in and he like drops his lines, and eventually, he has the relationship with Allie. Yeah. But I think for like the first 3 seasons or so, he's basically just goofy.
Well, I don't think that they knew what to do with him because it wasn't originally, he wasn't really supposed to be a character. Mm-hmm. And
what do you think they
had to figure him out?
What were they going to do with Coach? What do you think they were going to originally do with Coach if he stayed as the third roommate?
I don't know, but
because I watched the pilot, and his thing was like he screamed, and he inevitably came back to the show, and he got a story arc there. I wonder if that was like the compressed version of what they were going to do for him.
Maybe, yeah.
It was a good story arc, and then he bounced off to New York. I assume he went to some other show. I was disappointed he was only in 1 episode of the final season. I would have liked to see him. And Zooey Deschanel, Jess's sister, Emily, I think? No, Emily's her real sister. Whatever the character is on the show, she never reappeared. No. I would have liked to see her again. But
I could talk about it all night, honestly. So I think we'll leave it where we.
All right, you know what? Let's jump ship and talk about your topic.
My
of
topic.
The month.
Twitter
versus Instagram.
So I thought this was a really relevant topic because more and more with 2020, and now we're still in pandemic state. A lot of people have a lot of time on their hands, and they turn to social media. But studies have found that social media can actually lead to feelings lonely and depressed, right?
Lonely
and depressed. Yeah.
I can see that.
Like an isolated type thing, right? Yeah. So that got me thinking. I'm not huge on Facebook. I don't go on it a ton. Mm-hmm. My 2 primary are Twitter and Instagram, right? Okay. So, which one? What do you prefer? Which one do you like more? I tend to think I need breaks from news sometimes, right? Because I think the news can lead to depression, right? And just feeling of just
I think the news is just depressing right now.
Yeah. Everybody's got an opinion about everything, whether it's politics, whether it's what the weather's doing, like everybody has an opinion about something, and Twitter is just exploding with it, right? That's why I turn to Instagram a lot for like I want something to do, but my Instagram feed is mostly like food videos, or I follow a lot of photography stuff. So that doesn't make me sad, right? So I don't think of Instagram as like that same place as I do Twitter or even Facebook.
So do you ever get anything positive out of the social networks, or do you? Well, you said Twitter makes you sad from all the news. Yeah. So you're saying that Instagram doesn't make you sad? Not really. Does it make you happy?
Sometimes, yeah, because I'll find a new recipe that I want to try out, or I, follow like little funny things.
In those terms, I agree with you. I think Instagram's a calmer place.
Mellow.
This is a good spot to just plug that you can follow Drunk on Riding on Twitter and Instagram at Drunk on Riding. No G. It's at Drunk on Riding without a G because somebody has the G and we hate them.
No, we don't hate them.
We love them, but we want their account.
There you go.
There we go. Instagram is more chill, except the stories. I think the stories are basically Twitter with a background, because people go on there and they post a lot of political stuff. I feel more in the stories than on their feed. So like if you're just looking at the feed, I think it's more photography based. Like, oh, here's this pretty view that I saw.
Yeah.
Here's this gorgeous sunset. Here's my dog running through the water or something. Those are all awesome. Or I follow what's his name? Beast UFC. This UFC fighter who hold on. This UFC fighter that I fell in love with. Like so I watched the first fight of his that I watched. He had the fantastic line. He came out and he took off his pants and he just had like his boxes on underneath. And Joe Rogan asked him, "Why'd you take your pants off?" And he responded, "My balls was hot." But it was great, and he's famous on social media for posting these videos with the caption "He's okay" or "She's okay" or "They're not okay." And it's just videos of people doing the most idiotic stuff. It's just bloopers and just funny stuff. And I do like that on Instagram. Like I like that kind of stuff. I follow a lot of artists. I follow celebrities on there. Like
You follow.
I follow people around the world, so I can see like all these sites.
One account that you get a huge.
Oh my God, the guy.
Huge entertainment from. You get so much entertainment from this. Is what is it? Sibling or dating?
Oh yeah, siblings or dating. It's so difficult. We should do a one of the extras, one of the patron extras, patron exclusive section, going through siblings or dating, and seeing
see if we could get
see if we how right we can get, because I try and I think I'm right maybe only 50% of the time. It's hard.
Yeah.
Some of them up in there, you're like, that's a sibling clearly, or they're clearly dating the way that they're touching, and you're like, oh, that's a sibling. Like, stop.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. I like Instagram, but I like Twitter because it keeps me in touch with the world. And yeah, it can get overwhelming and depressing, and I've had to stop and take breaks from social media, and especially Twitter, especially during the whole political season.
Right.
And I feel like we're kind of in the off time for politics, which is weird because politics are still just everywhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't like watching talking heads at this point. You know, I don't like the news being told to me and have their opinions on it. Right. I like to try to get as close to firsthand accounts of what's happening, like what's going on in Texas right now. Like if you're watching the news, you're getting a very kind of whitewashed version of that whole thing. But you go on Twitter or on TikTok and you see these videos and it's just horrible. And as depressing as that is, it's nice to just have an outlet that is the world, that is truth, that is not like some billionaire's agenda. Right. You know, I do like that, but yes, I agree. It definitely causes it has caused me to feel depressed. Yeah. So I don't know about lonely necessarily, but probably. Yeah. Yeah, I think it makes me see what all these other people are doing and be like, look at this person I've known for a while. Look how great they're doing, and that makes me feel like I'm lonely because I'm not a part of it. I guess. Really? That happens to me sometimes.
I never feel that way.
Really?
Yeah. I'm like, good for them. I want no part of it. I don't. I want no part of it.
You're just content?
I'm content.
You're just over here?
Let them do them.
Now, what about the others? What about Facebook? What about Snapchat? What about TikTok or any of those?
I don't use any of them.
Well, why don't you use Facebook anymore?
Opinions. I don't want other people's opinions. I have my own opinion. I just, I just don't want other people's opinions. I just don't. That might sound...
Do you get that? Do you get that on Twitter too, though?
Yeah.
So do you not really use Twitter at all anymore, really?
Not really.
Oh, so only when I send you stuff?
You'll send me stuff, or maybe I'll go on like once a week because I follow this account like This Week in Science.
Oh yeah, that's a good account.
And maybe I just need to revamp like who I follow.
I think that plays a lot into it, and you one have to curate your list.
Yeah.
Curate your likes, because Twitter also kind of feed you stuff, and clear out the ones that you don't like. If you see something you don't like, tell the algorithm. It'll help. I also have muted several phrases and several words. I first really started that when Game of Thrones was still on, because people would spoil it so bad. And right now we're getting a lot of WandaVision spoilers. I'm not, because I've specifically gone out of my way to help ensure that I don't. And if somebody spoils something for me, like IGN, I used to follow IGN on Twitter, and they spoiled something for me like within 24 hours of whatever occurrence it was. I got so pissed. I unfollowed. I still follow them on Instagram because I think they treat it a little differently. But if they did that there, I would unfollow them as well. I can't handle spoilers.
When I think of spoilers for you, the funniest one, and it wasn't funny, but it's funny now when thinking about it, was at a place you would never expect. Why did you come with me to the hairdresser? You were with me.
Matthew was getting a haircut.
Yeah, I think our son was getting a haircut, and right there on the table was, was it like People or something? Mm-hmm. And it was Jon Snow died.
No.
No?
No, not that he died. No.
That he came back?
That he was alive.
He came back. Yeah.
Spoilers. Sorry. I think everybody knows it at this point.
Well, the show's over. The show's over.
Yeah, the show's well over, and wrapped, and nobody kind of really talks about it because nobody really cares because it tanked at the end.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was fighting so hard and the season was over, basically, or it had only started, and I was a bit behind, and I was like, okay, I avoided spoilers so well. And then right there in the barbershop, spoiler, right, just staring at me. I was upset. I was upset. I was very upset. You were. Yeah, I hadn't read the books. I didn't see that coming. I lost it. I was livid. I don't know if I I did. Did I watch any of Game of Thrones after that? I don't know if I did.
No. Nope.
Yeah, that might have killed it for me. That might have broken me.
I mean, we have to watch it. We have
HBO. I do want to watch it. It is on the list. But again, we want something more lighthearted.
Yeah. I don't know. And Game of Thrones is just so... The intro is like 15 minutes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It is cool, though. I know you can. It's cool. I have the little set in the other room that kind of looks like it. I forget, Mega Blocks, I think, made it. It's pretty cool. But when it comes to Instagram and Twitter, they're so similar also nowadays. Like everybody steals from each other. They all incorporate the things like. But I personally just enjoy Instagram more, and but it just got me thinking, because I read this, study that social media is doing that to people, because they're on it a lot more. Yeah. And I don't know, Instagram doesn't bother me.
It's kind of the only way to really see the world right now. I mean, we're stuck at home in our neighborhoods.
That's the other account I follow on Instagram is this account that it's like travel, world travel. Mm-hmm. And it's just people posting pictures.
Those are nice. The what's that one? The world views of the world or whatever. Yeah.
It's just and it's really nice to see certain areas, and you see some beautiful pictures, and you're like, I want to go there.
Like I follow someone in Greece. I follow someone in Italy. I think I follow someone in the UK, and it's cool to like see these shots of places and be like, oh look, they're doing stuff. That's kind of neat.
I saw one. I think it was Finland or Norway. I don't remember at this point, but. And I think I said this to you this morning. they have like these like little hotels that are bubbles.
Oh, the igloos?
I want to do that so bad.
You keep bringing up the igloos. I gotta get you an igloo.
I want to dine in an igloo.
You know they're themed over here.
I know.
There's a shipwreck one I saw.
I know. I want to go when I get my vaccine, like I want to go. I just want to be in a bubble. Like that seems so cool to me. Like eat in this bubble, like at night for sure. It has to be at night.
Oh yeah, of course.
You're useless if it's during the day. And I want to sleep in a bubble.
What is this sun?
I want to like this picture. These two people were in a bubble, and the Northern Lights were there, and I'm like,
I just want to see the Northern Lights
in a bubble.
Oh, sure, the bubble. Yeah.
That's so cool.
I mean, I don't need to be in the bubble. I could be outside.
Yeah, but if you're in a bubble, you're nice and warm, and you can really enjoy them.
Warmth is important. It is important. Hey, shout out to Texas right now. They're going through a lot of crap. Hope if anybody is watching, or if you're not watching, hopefully you are okay, because that
Staying
whole
warm
stuff is just terrible.
Yeah.
So speaking of that, I think we should talk about Independence Day.
Let's
because
do it.
Yeah.
Hey, just a heads up before you watch this next segment. I apparently forgot to push record, or something happened on the camera. So we did not get the visual component, but we do have the audio component. Hopefully that will all work out, and we'll drop in some lovely visuals for you to kind of geek out along with them. Maybe this will be just a test of the podcast format, see how it works as in just audio. But yeah, we're going to go film our next segment now, but please to enjoy this one.
So, you rewatched this movie. For how many times have you seen this movie?
I don't know. I watched it a lot when I was younger, but at this point, it has to have been well over a decade ago that I last saw it. So it's been a bit for me. I think I've seen bits and pieces of it, obviously. But I specifically chose this one because I saw it on HBO, because I found out that you had never seen it. I think it came up, we were talking about actors who are always the president. And one of the ones I said was Bill Pullman. And you're like, Bill Pullman, when was he ever president? And I was like...
Well, number one, I am not good with actors' names. So you say Bill Pullman. I've heard this name before. I can't picture him to save my life. And I think he's in the first couple seconds of the movie, right? Minutes. He's in the beginning of the movie, obviously. And I think I said out loud, I'm like, hey, it's the guy from Casper.
I was going to mention that. You're like, it's the Casper guy. And I'm like, no. In Casper, he was the Independence Day guy.
Yeah.
Which is, I love that. And obviously this is the movie that kind of shot Will Smith to stardom. I got some facts here. 1996 film, directed and co-written by Roland Emmerich, starring Will Smith, Bill Pullman, and Jeff Goldblum, among a lot of others. I mean, there's Data in there.
Yeah.
A lot of who's the guy?
Data.
Yeah, from Star Trek.
Who did he play?
He was the mad scientist with the long hair.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. So while promoting Stargate, which is another fantastic movie. Have you seen Stargate?
I am afraid to tell you.
Okay. While promoting Stargate in Europe, Emmerich came up with the idea for the film while answering a question about his own belief in the existence of alien life. He and Dean Devlin decided to incorporate a large-scale attack, having noticed that aliens in most invasion films travel long distances in outer space only to remain hidden while reaching Earth. Shooting began in July 1995 in New York City, and the film was officially completed on June 20th, 1996. Now considered a significant turning point in the history of the Hollywood blockbuster, Independence Day was at the forefront of the large-scale disaster film and sci-fi resurgence of the mid-late 1990s. I don't recall this resurgence, but I wonder if that included, Mars Attacks and Godzilla and all those. The film received mixed to positive reviews and grossed over $817.4 million worldwide, becoming the highest grossing film of 1996 and the second highest grossing film ever at the time, behind Jurassic Park. The film won the Academy Award for Best Visual Effects and was nominated for the Academy Award for Best Sound, and a sequel, Independence Day Resurgence, was released 20 years later on June 24th, 2016, and apparently was part of a planned series of films. I don't know if we'll ever actually get those, because I heard that film was absolutely garbage, trash, burn it, get rid of it. I can't say I have seen it, but I saw Independence Day as for my birthday. Obviously, it was my birthday. It was one of my birthday movies.
4th, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So
did you like it?
It would have been Independence Day and pizza. Did I like it?
Did this when we just watched? Did you like it?
Hell yeah, I liked it. Now,
Yeah.
Now I will say that I don't think the effects hold up very well.
See, I was fine with them. I understood it was an old movie.
That's the thing. Like, I don't think of it as an old movie, but it's very much like
it's an old movie.
It's an old movie now. Yes,
it's an old movie. Now, the effects to this. So you made me watch. Star Wars, which.
Yes, I made you watch Star Wars. Which, did you catch the homage to Star Wars at the very beginning?
The homage. You made me watch that, and that was just. I mean, it was awful. It was awful. It was just terrible. And so this one, I was pleasantly surprised at the effects.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I thought they were fine. That's not what bothered me about this movie.
What bothered you about this movie, Kim?
I am big on accurate, realistic story. Okay?
Oh.
I
see where this is going.
Jump ahead. Okay? No. Let's start at the beginning. We'll start at the beginning. So, aliens have evaded.
We're gonna accept that. Are we gonna accept that part? So
accept it.
Well, you're
what
saying like it's a realistic story beat. So the aliens.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. So we're accepting that part.
I'm accepting this as real.
Okay.
Catastrophe has struck.
Mm-hmm.
All right. First lady's someplace, right? And they don't immediately whisk her off somewhere.
Mm.
They let her finish her business.
Mm-hmm.
Never would happen. Never would happen. Never. She would be taken away so fast it wouldn't even be funny.
Did we even find out why she was?
I don't care.
There?
I don't care.
Yeah.
From that's what set me up. I'm
Okay.
like, really? Then cut to the president in Washington. He's like, oh no, I'm not going into the bunker. No, you're not. Really? Okay, fine. You're not going to the bunker. Sure. You don't want to panic people. So then, cut to his wife is dying. All right, and that was fine. His wife's dying. That's very sad.
That was a very sad scene. I cried. That scene made me cry. I never cried at that scene. I don't think I've ever cried at this movie.
So the woman dies, and 30 seconds later, we're okay. Everybody's okay. We're gonna fly to a facility and completely forget about her. Huh? What?
I mean, they were at the facility. She died at Area 51.
And then everybody was fine.
Mm.
Everybody
even
was
the
fine.
daughter
was completely fine.
And then Bill Pullman, and I've never even considered this before in the many times. I don't know how many times I've seen this movie. I've never considered this before. You're like, Bill Pullman is flying. He goes off to fly, leaves his daughter out. If he dies, she's an orphan.
Her mother, who just lost her mother. He's number one. He's the president, so he's the only ruler. VP's dead.
Yep, VP
like
died.
Bunch of people are dead.
Chiefs of staff all
died. So basically,
died,
we got a real,
Yeah, we were trying to figure out who would be the ranking official at that point. We kind of decided on
it's
AG.
It's just completely irresponsible.
Yes.
He goes in, and I somebody told me, well, can I say who told me?
Yeah.
So I was talking to one of my friends, Amanda. She's a patron.
Amanda did leave a comment.
Okay.
So I want to say, it's from Amanda. Thank you for sharing this. It says, this is one of Will Smith's movies that launched him into his stardom. It's a classic movie
that makes you laugh and wonder what would happen if you wake up tomorrow and aliens decide to show up. They did a great job for when the movie came out at making the aliens creepy and scary at the same time. Also exploring into Area 51 and its non-existence. Not there, but existent. I don't know what to say.
I get
I love
that.
this movie and remember it from my first time watching it.
So I'll give her that. The aliens and the whole exploration of Area 51, I did find fascinating. So I completely agree with her there.
Mm-hmm.
However, she said to me the night we watched it, because I was just upset after watching this movie.
You were upset after watching this movie? So just a background, little background info. Once we watch, we save our discussion for here. So we haven't talked about the movie really.
No.
So you were upset about the film.
I text Amanda and I'm like, this movie is crap, right? And she said to me, well, they couldn't find anybody to do it. You know, they were having trouble finding pilots.
Yes, yeah.
Again, hard for me to swallow. You're telling me that in the United States of America, we couldn't muster up 15 pilots?
They were all dead.
Okay, can we
It was a bunch of trailer park people.
We're right near California. We're right near Colorado. We're right near Utah. We're right near Arizona.
But it was all about the people who were there right at that moment.
Oh my God, they couldn't go helicopter somebody in?
Apparently not. I mean,
Like,
the thing was on its way. Wasn't it on its way when they figured that out?
I don't know. I don't know.
And then you were so obsessed with the kid being sick, which I barely I always kind of chalked off to him being in shock or whatnot.
No. Yeah, that's what you said to me. He's in shock. I'm like, baloney, he's in shock.
So it turns out that there are...
Well, let's explain. We're going back to like the first scene of the movie.
All right. I only recall the one later on. What happens at the beginning?
No, maybe it's not in the very beginning, but he goes up to his dad and said,
I don't feel well, pull over, man.
I don't feel pull over.
Yeah.
And I said to you, what's up with him?
Mm.
He said shock. I said, okay, shock. I can get that. I can get, some people get nervous.
Yeah.
And they throw up. Okay, fine. But then they show him laying down in the back seat.
Looking like he has like a fever.
Looking like he has a fever. Mm. And I'm like, what's up with this kid? Nobody explains it. Mm-hmm. It's not shock. Shock, you don't get a fever from shock.
This is another thing I never really even noticed before. And I looked into it. And it turns out that there were a number of deleted scenes that were then later released, and you can watch these. But there were deleted scenes explaining that his mom, Russell, the character Russell's wife, had this disease that killed her, and the kid has the same disease, and so he has medication. When the aliens come, either he can't get the medication or they leave it behind accidentally or something. Like something happens where he can't take his medication, and so he's like sick and like dying. And then once they get to Area 51, they get him a doctor and he gets taken. None of that is in the movie. It's really weird.
They couldn't do like a drop off, like, oh, he's got blah 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 disease or something. I don't know. But I have a hard time when I find, like, especially the whole, like, when he got, it was fine up until, even the kid, I don't care about the kid being sick, right? When he got on the plane after the mom died, I'm like, that's it, because I really find it hard to enjoy a movie when I am faced with just terrible decisions. Like, it bothers me. Like, you should definitely not be the president if you're making stupid decisions like that. I'm just saying.
Now, what did you think about Will Smith or why can't I remember his name? I keep forgetting his name. Jeff Goldblum. Jeff Goldblum was looking hot in this movie. I gotta say, did you see him? He had oh yeah, this was peak Jeff Goldblum right here. Peak okay. Will Smith, obviously.
Right.
Peak Will Smith.
No, definitely.
When would you say is peak Will Smith?
I don't know, but I know I've seen Will Smith really get ripped. Okay. If you're talking about physically hot, yeah, I think he's gotten pretty jacked for a couple movies.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought they were great in here. Bill Pullman, obviously, the speech that he gives is fantastic. The thing like I said, the thing that kept bothering me was the effects, where like the miniatures were incredibly obvious. I was saying this to you the other day that post 9/11, like disaster movies change the way that buildings fall. There's the clouds, there's the debris, there's all this extra stuff because there was no real template on what happened there other than like imploded buildings, and that they figured wasn't going to be how a building would explode. So
Why not?
I don't know. It's just
That
this
seems
is
so
just
stupid.
I don't know. It's just how they did it. So like
Okay.
all they were all miniatures and they all just blew up in like big fireballs. It's the same thing in like Terminator, any of these this era of movies. Like you could see that kind of effect, and then post 9/11, it's very different. And so I was watching this and I was like, it just doesn't even look real. It's just like,
That stuff never even crosses my mind.
Mm.
Never. It's really the choices, the poor choices.
See, I also think that there would have been a lot more people up on that rooftop. That the one woman goes up and she's holding the sign, "Welcome aliens." Like,
she was an idiot too.
I think we have a lot of that. I think there would be a lot of people like, "Hey, welcome. Let's go." I think there would also been a lot more people who were like, "Let's blow them up." I like that one line at the beginning. It's like, "Please stop shooting the aliens. Please stop shooting at the ship." I was like, "That's brilliant." Because people would be like, "Get out of here."
Yes, they would.
And they nuke. What did they nuke? Dallas, Houston. They nuked Houston.
I don't know. Poor Texas, man. This is bad.
It's not Texas this week, apparently.
I don't know. I didn't like it.
So you didn't like this movie.
I didn't like it.
We got to figure out where we're going to rank this, because let's go over our ranking right now, going from number 1 through 8. Starting at number 1, the Back to the Future trilogy, Knives Out, The Irishman, El Camino, Free State of Jones, E.T., Nightcrawler, and Lights Out. Personally, I would put this at number 4. About halfway through the list.
4?
Yeah.
In between what?
Underneath The Irishman and above El Camino. That's where I would put it, and a lot of that is nostalgia talking. So I'm open to...
Below. What's next?
Free State of Jones.
Below. What's that?
You're going to put E.T. And then after that is Nightcrawler.
I'll put it around E.T., yeah.
Okay.
I'll let you choose. It's definitely got to go near E.T., though.
So E.T. we have right now at number 6.
Yeah.
Free State of Jones at number 5. El Camino at number 4. So, okay. Let's put it... Okay, we'll definitely put it below El Camino. So you're saying it should be number 6 or 7. I'm saying number 4. So let's say...
Go 6.
We'll put it underneath Free State of Jones, above E.T.
Okay.
All right?
Yep.
How's that? So our new ranking is number 1, Back to the Future / Back to the Future trilogy. Number 2, Knives Out. Number 3, The Irishman. Number 4, El Camino. Number 5, Free State of Jones. Number 6, Independence Day. Number 7, E.T. Number 8, Nightcrawler. And number 9, Lights Out. Poor Lights Out. It's all the way down there at number 9. Like, I kind of feel bad. I almost want to like move it up, but it is what it is. I mean, these aren't bad movies necessarily. It's just better movies. So Kim, you know what we forgot to do?
What?
Forgot to tell the joke.
Oh,
so
yes,
before
the joke.
we officially get the next pick in the video club.
Yes.
Let me give you a nice little fun dad joke. Why aren't there any Independence Day knock-knock jokes?
Why?
Because freedom rings. No chuckle out of that one, huh? Okay. All right, so Kim, tell us our pick for the next month then.
Okay, so I really had a hard time.
Yeah, you were struggling earlier.
I really had a hard time with this one. So our next pick for March is going to be Enola Holmes on Netflix.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know what that is. Okay.
All
Cool.
right.
Cool. Oh, is that the one with the Stranger Things girl?
Millie Bobby Brown.
Yes. Okay, that looks cool. All right, good pick. Oh, that's an exciting one. Yeah, that's on Netflix? Netflix exclusive?
Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
I like it. That's a good pick. Oh, well then. I like that. That's a good pick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Is it dramatic or is it funny? Or is it both?
I have never seen it, so I don't know.
Okay. Well, that's okay. Good pick. I like that. I'm excited. I'm excited to see that. I want to see that. So, that's pretty much it for our main show. I do want to ask before we say goodbye to our lovely YouTube audience and everyone else. What do you think of doing the show here?
Yeah, it's fine. I would like different chairs, but
Yeah, I think we need different chairs.
I'm sitting on 2 pillows.
2 pillows and an old kitchen dining table chair, whatever.
Yeah.
But I do like the angle. I like the setting a bit more. It feels more like a conversation and not as like blah.
Okay.
No, I think I like having the thing in the middle where you can put stuff and have a little beverage or something, a little cocktail or something. I like this. So hopefully you all enjoyed it, and hopefully the lighting wasn't too bad, and hopefully the camera stayed in focus. I've had a lot of focus issues lately. I don't know. My cameras don't want to focus on me. It's just something about my face. But for our patrons, we're about to dive into a passwords rematch. This thing with the passwords has been aggravating me all month. We've randomly done like little password games, and we haven't gotten any better. So we're gonna have a rematch. We're gonna try that again. We're gonna rock it. We're gonna figure this out. We're gonna get every single one of these. Every single one. We're gonna get every single one. Look forward to that. To everybody else, thank you for watching. Thank you for being with us, for listening along. Please let us know your thoughts on any of the topics below. Let us know topics that you'd like to hear us discuss in future episodes. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Please like the video. Share it with your friends. Get it out there. We welcome the audience. We love audience participation, especially. So bring it on, bring it in, and we will see you next time. As always, cheers, and keep on riding. No outro this time?
No.
Ah.